Hello and welcome to the Solve Network. I'm Shane Borza, host of the podcast. Along with my co-founder Benjamin Goss, we'd like to welcome you. Our mission is to provide solutions and create a network of experts for you to learn from. We hope this episode and expert helps you to learn, grow, and move forward. And now, on with the show.
Hey, my name is James. I'm a lawyer who's always been interested in optimal human performance, and that's how I found Shane. If you're looking to upgrade your mental and physical fitness, then the Ultimate Performance course is for you. It's the key to performing better at work, at home, and in all of life's challenges. I've also found it to be a great community of like-minded and supportive professionals. As Shane says, together, everyone accomplishes more.
Want to have your ultimate performance or find out more about how to optimize your mind and body fitness? Contact me at shaneborza.com and see if the DIY or the group program would be best for you. Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Solve Network. My name is Shane Borza, and I'll be your host. Along with my co-founder and partner, Benjamin Goss, we'd like to welcome you to this call. Tonight, I'm really excited to welcome my friend, Latasha Jimerson. We met at a summit in January and hit it off, and she actually just had her own summit, which I was a part of, and I'm excited to talk to her about that as well. But today, she's here as a best-selling author, a book coach, she's a former educator, and she helps specifically teachers and educators write their books and get them out into the marketplace. And so she's going to talk tonight about that. So without any further ado, Latasha, the superstar of many hats, welcome to the call. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you so much, Shane, for having me. I appreciate it. You look very handsome as normal, just to let you know right away.
Thank you. I've been growing the hair out, still coming in a little bit.
It looks good, and I like the scruffy look. It's awesome.
I appreciate you.
You're welcome. So I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much for making room for me. This is so important that we support each other, lift each other up, and help each other be successful in our businesses. I am a self-publisher. I love books. I love reading books. I love writing books. Tonight I'm going to talk to you guys about the superpowers I've been able to obtain the process of self-publishing. Now, before I get into the superpowers, I'm going to tell you some of the things that I had to go through in order to get these superpowers. And please let me know, can you hear me and see me? Because I'm literally sitting in a car. I'm in front of Starbucks waiting for my daughter to come out of wrestling practice. This is my life. I'm the Uber. I'm the stay-at-home mom now. I get to take care of this kind of stuff. So if you can't hear me or see me, let me know. If I lose connection, I'm sorry, and I'll have to come in when I can get in.
Well, I can see and hear you, but I'll let you know.
This is the life that I'm. Okay, awesome. Yeah, this is amazing. So, like Shane said, I'm Latasha Jimerson. I'm also known as LT, the Buddy Teacher. I'm an author, teacher, and book coach. I help people write legacy books. I specialize in nonfiction because I believe that there's no way in the world that you can make up real life. It's just super exciting. It's super crazy. And there's nothing better than nonfiction. So I focus on nonfiction. I really love to help authors that are brand new. It's their first book. They have no idea what to do. I like to take them from A to Z with LT, as I say. So I have some slides. I am going to share some of my history because that's important to understand who I am today. You have to know where I've been. And then at the end, I'm going to take my slides away because I'm a eye contact person and I love to shake hands. I love to hug and I love to see people in person. So I'm going to get rid of these slides pretty quickly. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get started. I'm going to be teaching you the ABCs of the superpowers that you get from self-publishing, which is what I've been able to do. I can't talk about superpowers until I talk about the secrets and the lies that are underneath those superpowers. And I can't talk about the secrets and the lies until I talk about the miracles that have happened in my life. So you're going to get a little tiny taste of everything about me in a nutshell in about 15 minutes. Is that okay? I'm pretty good at telling this story, but I can really get into the parts that are relevant. All right, so let me take you on a time traveling expedition, right? I'm a history teacher by trade, so I love facts, figures, people, stories, history, right? So way back to the beginning of me, which was 1976, February 7th. I'm 45 years old today, but you have to understand the miracle of my birth and the miracle of my life goes way back to 1976 when my mama and daddy were in high school. And it was my mama's first love. And you know how the first love goes. The first love is everything, right? So long story short, she got pregnant with me. She had me and she walked across the stage with me on her hip as a 2-year-old baby. And that is how my life started. 2 years old, my mama's a high school graduate. She gets married immediately after high school. She puts me into Head Start as a 3-year-old. So I tell people I've been in school since before I could even walk really good. 3 years old, reading, writing, listening, sitting at the feet of the teacher, like on the rug, listening to stories. That's how my life started, as a 3-year-old in the Head Start program. So I've been in school forever. As a teacher, as a student, as a little tiny baby. So let me take you back. I grew up in the 80s. I came of age in the 90s, went to college in the 90s, found my sweetheart in 1995. We started a life together in 2000. We've been on an incredible journey. We've been together for 26 years. It's unbelievable the things that we've been able to accomplish. There have been so many miracles, but let me just take you to the dark side, because there is a dark side of every bright side. There is a dark side. There's a shadow. All right, so that's me in 2017 promoting my first book. I was afraid to promote this book. I actually kept it in the dark for about a year. I didn't let anybody know about the book because I was ashamed and embarrassed, because it was about my personal life journey and how I overcame childhood trauma. So this book actually launched me into the world and gave me the confidence to go on to my second book. But it was a rocky road, y'all. It was a rocky road. So these are my first memories. Literally, I grew up in a house. Of course, my parents were very young when they got married, 18, 19, 20 years old. My mom had 3 kids by the time she was 21. So it was a very busy house, a very loud house. And in the day, it was cool. You know, it looked normal. But at night, when I would go to sleep, I would hear fighting and I would hear commotion and yelling and all kinds of different things happening. And I couldn't imagine what was going on. And so in my mind, I started taking myself on a journey to different places so that I didn't have to be where I was. So that was my beginning. There were lots of different things that happened to me as a child of a young mother. I had a lot of different babysitters. There were lots of different kinds of people that took care of us, because as a young mother, you know, my mom had to work, she had to take care of things. And so we were left with a lot of different people who did a lot of different inappropriate things, including sexual abuse, verbal abuse. I never had to physically deal with physical abuse, but the emotional effects from the sexual and the verbal abuse lasted for a long time. I developed as a teenager what was anxiety. I didn't know at the time, but I was anxious almost every second of the day. I didn't know anything about therapy or medication. I didn't know how to meditate. I had no skills to cope. And so I just buried myself in my schoolwork, and I buried myself into my readings and my journals. And that's how I dealt with life as a teenager. As an adult, I developed the bipolar disorder. I didn't know what this was. I was diagnosed in 2007 when I went to the hospital for work-related stress. I'm thinking, this is stress. I'm going to be in and out of here, no problem. Well, I had a lot of little secrets that were buried deep down into my psyche, and I had a lot of issues that I had to uncover through therapy. And through years and years of therapy, I've been able to find healing. And my first book was the catalyst to really spark that healing. I've dealt with bullying, harassment, discrimination, and literally a lot of the harassment, the bullying, and the discrimination honestly occurred in the workplace. So a lot of trauma that I had as a child was magnified by the things that I dealt with as a teacher, as a professional. And you wouldn't believe, like, I'm going to write another book in the future that talks about workplace bullying, because you just wouldn't believe the things that I've been through in the workplace, on top of what I've been through as a child. So that's just a little bit about me. And my first book deals with that trauma. And these are some of the words that people shared with me after they purchased that first book, which, by the way, is called Secrets from My Closet, Unveiling the Past in Order to Heal in the Future. I chose that title in 2017, and it's still relevant today. So one of my readers told me, your book helped me sleep at night. She said, I've been having a really hard time sleeping, and for some reason, your story gave me peace because I knew that I wasn't alone. And that struck me. I was like, wow, that's pretty powerful. Another reader said, your book has helped keep me out of the hospital. She's one of my coworkers, and she saw my book on Facebook, and she's like, I got your book the day that I got out of the mental hospital because I had a mental breakdown. And she goes, your book showed me that I am not alone and I can get through this. And I was like, whoa, okay. Thank you for that feedback. Another person said, thank you for sharing and being honest about your life story. I really appreciate you opening up and just being transparent. And so that's what I like to do. Before I share with people all of my accolades and all of my accomplishments and all of my awards, I like to go through and dig deep and really share with you some of the things that I've been through so that you can understand that the fact that I'm here today smiling is a miracle. The fact that I'm able to share my stories and continue to write books is a miracle. And so when you think about your life and you think about where you've been, your life is also a miracle, because I know I'm not the only one that has been through childhood trauma, anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, mental breakdowns, midlife crisis. I could go on and on and on and on, and I know I'm not alone. And so when you think of yourself, appreciate the miracle of where you are, but also remember and appreciate where you've been. So that's the first part of this presentation. This is my first book. This is on Amazon. You can still get it. You can still read it. It's about 100 pages, and it really just tells you some of the nitty-gritty of what I was suffering with in 2016 and what I was able to work through in therapy in 2017, 18, 19, and today. I just had a therapy session yesterday, and it was incredible. So therapy never ends, y'all. It never ends. This is my tribe. This is my circle of influence. These are the 3 boss ladies that drive me to do what I do every day. I am so blessed and so honored to be their mama, and they are just a blessing. And I don't complain about anything, because my life is an amazing life because I created it that way. And I've been blessed to attract people in my life who are amazing. So these are my 3 little ones, and they are no longer little ones. They're big now. This is me. I did a half marathon in 2018, and that is my youngest daughter there. And we were just so excited. And that was one of the things I wanted to do. You know, that was my bucket list item. And I felt like a superhero because I was able to check off a goal. And that's what this life is about. Let's set goals. You guys know how to do it. Set goals, achieve the goals, go to the next goal, but stop and celebrate, right? This is my second book. Sorry, Boo, Mommy lied. Now that you're 18, you can handle the truth. So I wrote that book, Secrets, for myself, right? To get through some of the childhood trauma. I wrote this book, Lies, for my 3 daughters because I realized when my oldest one turned 18 in 2018, I had been sugarcoating. I had been covering up things. I had been living in a bubble and making sure my kids lived in a bubble, protecting them from all the bad things, the boogeyman, you know. And so I decided I'm going to go ahead and open up this conversation piece between me and my 18-year-old. We're going to talk about some of the most difficult topics like sex, drugs, rock and roll, money, marriage, relationships, everything that I had kind of sugarcoated for her. I threw it in the book. She read it. She appreciated it because we were having some major mommy-daughter issues because she was 18 and she was starting to test every single boundary that I had set up. And so this book was a healing. It was a relationship healing between a mom and a daughter. And so that was my second book, Lies. And this is my circle of 5. This is my tribe, my daughters. My oldest one is 21. My middle one is 18. She'll be off to college this fall. My youngest one is 12, and my husband's in the middle, and my mom is also in the lower left-hand corner. She's a marathon runner. My husband is a triathlete. My middle daughter is a wrestler. My other 2 daughters are models and dancers and characters. We're a whole cast of characters. And I show you this because I don't just operate in isolation. I told you I'm sitting in the car, literally at Starbucks, waiting for my daughter to come out of wrestling practice because I'm a real life mom with a real life mission to impact and influence other people and show people that, look, miracles do happen. And there ain't nothing to complain about because we are blessed. Regardless of what we go through, we are blessed. We are here and we are blessed. So that's why I want to show you my family. And now I want to shift over to one of the biggest miracles that has happened in my life. #1 bestseller in the coaching, leadership, and mentorship category on Amazon in the month of February. And that was actually my birthday month, February 7th. So this was incredible. This is just one of the things that I've been able to do because I was able to stop and think and share some of the things that had been holding me back. You know, people talk about writer's block. There is no writer's block. There's shame. There's guilt. There's embarrassment. There is, you know, childhood trauma. Once I busted through that with my first book, then everything opened up to me. And that's, I'm telling you this because it is the same thing that happens to you or my clients. I see my clients go through this all the time. They get that first book done and the world opens up. They start coaching, they start speaking, they start writing more. The world is open to you. You just have to give yourself permission to walk through the doors of opportunity. And when the doors slam on you, you find a window of opportunity and you climb through that one. So I wanted to share this because this has been one of the most important things other than my family. One of the most important things professionally that I've been able to do. And it's not something that's unattainable. Anyone can do this, but you have to be plugged into the right team. And that is what happened to me. I found the right team to collaborate with. And we went all the way to the top, which was the plan from the beginning. So your circle of five is extremely important. Your circle of five. Think about who is in your circle. That's powerful. This was another book project that actually came out a week after Visibility came out. This book came out. So we had a back-to-back launching, and this book was also #1 in the children and teen literature, teen nonfiction category. So I had 2 books at the beginning of March that were #1 on Amazon in 2 separate categories, and this was also a collaboration. So I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together. That means I do great things by myself, but when I'm with a team, I'm explosive. And that's the lesson of these whole book collaborations. You are explosive when you have a team with you. And so I just want to encourage you, if you've never written anything before, if you want to just put your toe in the water, do it with a team first and then launch out on your own. If you're scared, get some people that are not scared. This is one of my clients. She was able to launch her book like immediately after those other 2 books. Like, this is how life happens. You work hard, you plant, and then the harvest just comes, and the harvest keeps coming, and it's like, whoa, what is all this? What are all these blessings? Well, these are the seeds that I've been planting for 5 years. I have to remember that and pinch myself. You've been planting these seeds for 5 years. Now is the harvest. Sit back and relax and enjoy the harvest, girl. And there's my good buddy Shane in the top right-hand corner, having a great time at the summit, Pajama Party Teacher Summit last week. That was a total blessing and a joy. I loved it. One of the miracles of my life. Here's another miracle that's happening tomorrow and the next day and the next day. The miracles just keep happening. And so I'm going to transition into the superpowers. And so now is the part where you guys really need to get a pen and a piece of paper, because the superpowers are easy. They're easy to remember because they're ABC. They're easy to understand, but they're not easy to actually accomplish. You really, really need to be focused. You need to be laser focused in order to achieve greatness in the area of self-publishing. And that's what I'm talking about tomorrow with this group of ladies. All right, so when you think about superpowers, you think about superheroes. This is our classic superhero, right? Handsome man, bright blue eyes. He's got a laser focus. He's got biceps out of this world. He's amazing, right? You think about, well, how did he get like that? Okay, well, there was some processes to getting him to where he is today, right? There's something called kryptonite. So if he's not careful, he can be brought to his knees by kryptonite. So you need to remember, as a self-publisher, what is your kryptonite? Kryptonite are your distractions. You got to make sure that your distractions are minimal, okay? And that's why you got to get a team with you to help you stay focused, help you stay diligent, and focused on your goal. So he represents the superpowers that you get when the whole job is done. Who is she? She's another superhero, laser focused, super confident. She's got her hands on her hips. Again, she is ready to conquer the world because she has superpowers, right? Here's another superhero, right? God bless him. Rest in peace. Super, super handsome, confident, muscular, strong, but again, able to be brought down to his knees, right? So you have to be careful, and you have to think about, even though you have all these powers, you got to remember to keep everything in perspective and stay humble, okay? Here's another superhero, beautiful superhero, right? So we love these superheroes. We want these superpowers. So here we go. This is how you're going to get your superpowers from self-help. Here's the A. The first thing that happens when you publish your first book, when you make the announcement that you're getting ready to publish your first book, this happens to you almost instantaneously because you have have declared to the universe that something is about to change, something is about to shift, and you're going to be at the forefront of this shift. And so people are paying attention. You might not think people are paying attention, but they're paying attention. Okay? You become the standout. You become the authority. A stands for authority. You are the person that people will come to because you have written a book. Doesn't matter what the book is about. You're an author. A part of that word, author, is the root word for authority. So you now have the authority to speak on a topic because you are an expert. Okay? So that's the first superpower. That's A. Then there's superpower B. Superpower B has to do with what is going to be created around your book. Okay? It's going to be your brand name. Whether you use a pen name or you use your real name, whatever the message is in your book, you are going to start to be branded because there are certain phrases that people are going to associate with you as an author. So get ready. Okay? This is one of my favorite brands. Here's another one of my favorite brands. And this guy, I love this guy because people told him when he was in the workforce working a 9 to 5, people told him that he lacked imagination. He lacked creativity. And they didn't want to promote him because they said he just wasn't creative enough. Well, ha to those folks. He has Disney World and Disneyland in Japan, Australia, and all over the place, right? So people at the job don't always know what they're talking about when they criticize you and offer you corrective feedback. Some feedback you don't need to listen to. All right, C, this is going to happen to you. Once you publish your first book, you are going to be so full of ideas and so full of energy. And you are going to experience something called crazy content creation. This is where in the middle of the night, you're going to wake up with an idea and you're going to write it down on a sticky. Because you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is an idea for a book or it's an idea for a movie. I don't know what it's going to happen, but this is an idea. Your ideas are just going to flow, okay? That's a great superpower. After I published my book, I said, I think I probably need a website. So I went on YouTube and figured out how to build a website. And so I got my website. Then a couple of months later, I had a break. It was like a Thanksgiving break or something. And I was, not teaching and I had nothing to do. Teaching is funny because either you're super busy and you have too much to do, or it's summertime and you have nothing to do. So for me, in the summertime or on Thanksgiving break, I would create my YouTube videos and I would upload them and I would encourage myself every Monday morning. I would encourage myself and I would say, you can do it. So this whole YouTube thing started just for me, for selfish reasons, because I needed to get myself through the week. So other people started being blessed and sharing videos with their students, and it's been a blessing. I'm so excited that I can do that. But this is a part of the C, the crazy content creation. You just start creating everything. And then I created a course, and then I created another course, and it turned into a university. And I just keep creating, and I'm like, girl, you gotta stop creating so much. Woo! And this beautiful lady is on the line tonight, and I'm so happy because she inspired me to start a podcast, which I had in my brain, but I wasn't really gonna do it. But her and I hooked up, created an audiobook, and I said, well, let me just do this because she said I should do it, so I did it. So now I have a podcast. And then I have all these freebies, and if you want freebies, go to my website, put in your information, you can get lots of freebies. And that's all, y'all. I know it's late, especially on the East Coast, so feel free to go to bed after this. And thank you so much.
This is a great presentation. I learned so much about you and what you do in your business and all the avenues that I didn't realize you were doing all of those things at the same time. So as impressed as I was before, I'm doubly so now.
Scene 1, Apple, take 1.
Hi, I'm Shane Borza, your content creator coach. I have 2 books on filmmaking, Film Notes, where you learn to write, direct, and produce, and the Film Notes Workbook, where you can learn checklists and paperwork to streamline creating your content. Available at shaneborza.com. I also have filmmaker resources like the Paperwork Bundle with over 300 documents, the Sound Effects Bundle with almost 3,000 files, and the Music Bundle featuring 900 tracks of all genres. Want to build your professional credits? Become an associate producer and get listed on IMDb. Let me help you get your art out into the world.
Scene 1, Apple, take 1.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Solve Network. These interviews are from our web series of the same name. Want to watch? Head over to YouTube and search for the Solve Network. If you have questions, you can reach out to me at shaneborza.com. On behalf of my co-founder, Benjamin Goss, we're glad you are a part of the network and hope you are finding solutions. If you need solutions, please reach out.